I want to tell you something that took me years to fully believe. Zero is not a bad place to start. I know that sounds like a motivational poster, but stay with me, because the math actually backs it up. Every person who has ever built genuine, lasting wealth started from zero. Some started from less than zero. And the ones who made it weren't necessarily smarter, luckier, or born into the right family. They just understood one thing that most people never learn. Wealth is not an event, it's a process. And the process works whether you start with $100 or $100,000. The only version of this that doesn't work is the one where you never start. So if you're sitting at zero right now, no savings, no investments, maybe some debt, this video is built exactly for you. I'm going to walk you through the precise steps to go from nothing to something real, in the right order, with no fluff. Let's build. My name is Alex, and I study the systems that ordinary people use to build extraordinary financial lives. Not from privilege, not from luck, but from understanding how money actually works, and then applying that understanding consistently over time. The path from zero to wealth is not a secret. It's a sequence, and today we're going through it step by step. Here's what most people do when they decide to start building wealth from scratch. They get motivated. They watch a few videos, read a headline about crypto or real estate, open a brokerage account, put in whatever they can afford, and wait. And then one of two things happens. Either the market dips and they panic and pull out, or life throws an unexpected expense at them and they're forced to liquidate just to survive. Either way, they're back at zero, often worse. Not because investing is bad, not because they made the wrong pick, because they skipped the foundation entirely and jumped straight to the roof. Building wealth from zero requires a specific sequence. When you follow the sequence, the process is almost mechanical. When you skip it, you're building on sand, and everything you put up eventually comes down. Here's the sequence. 7 steps. Each one builds directly on the last. You don't need a high income to start. You don't need an inheritance. You don't need to understand options trading or know what a hedge fund is. You need the steps, in order, executed consistently. By the end of this video, you'll have the full picture. Let's go. Step 1. Stabilize your cash flow. Before anything else, before saving, before investing, before even thinking about wealth, you need to understand what's actually happening with your money right now. Most people starting from zero have a cash flow problem. More goes out than comes in, or it breaks even in a way that leaves nothing left over. You cannot build anything on a foundation where every dollar is already spoken for. So the first job is to create a surplus, even a small one. Go through every expense, cut what doesn't genuinely serve you, not permanently, just enough to create breathing room. Even $200 a month of surplus to start is enough to begin. At the same time, if your income is the ceiling, start thinking about how to raise it. A skill upgrade, a side service, additional hours. Not because you need to earn 6 figures, but because the bigger the gap between income and expenses, the faster everything else works. A surplus is not optional. It is the raw material of everything that follows. Step 2. Build a $1,000 emergency buffer, fast. This step is not glamorous. It will not make you rich, but skipping it will keep you poor. Here's why. Without a cash buffer, every unexpected expense, and they will come, forces you to either borrow money at high interest or liquidate any savings you've managed to build. You end up taking 2 steps back for every 1 step forward. Your first savings goal is $1,000 in a separate account, not invested, not accessible through your regular spending, just sitting there, waiting for the moment life decides to test you. Get there as fast as possible. Sell something. cut deeply for 60 days, pick up extra work, whatever it takes, because until this buffer exists, you are financially fragile, and fragile foundations cannot support wealth. Step 3. Eliminate high-cost debt. If you are carrying credit card debt or any debt above 8 to 10% interest, it is mathematically impossible to build wealth while paying it. Here's the logic in one sentence. You cannot grow money at 8% per year while simultaneously losing it at 22% per year. Every dollar you put towards a 22% credit card is a guaranteed 22% return. No investment on earth can reliably beat that. Use the avalanche method. Highest interest rate debt first, minimum payments on everything else, every available dollar thrown at the top balance until it's gone. This feels slow. It is slow. But the moment that debt is cleared, the money that was hemorrhaging in interest payments becomes yours to redirect permanently. And here's where things start to get interesting. Step 4. Capture your employer match immediately. If your employer offers a 401k match and you are not contributing enough to receive the full match, you are leaving part of your earned compensation on the table every pay period. A typical employer match of 50% on up to 6% of your salary is a guaranteed 50% return on that contribution. That is free money with a return no investment can touch. This step runs parallel to step 3. You don't wait until debt is gone. You contribute enough to get the full match while attacking your high-interest debt simultaneously. The moment you stop leaving this money behind is the moment your wealth-building rate effectively doubles. Don't overthink it. Log into your HR system today, contribute enough to get every dollar of the match, move on. Step 5. Build a full emergency fund. You've eliminated high-interest debt, you're getting your employer match. Now, before you start investing beyond that, you complete your emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account, liquid and accessible. I know it feels like you're still not investing, it feels like the real work hasn't started. But here's the psychological truth nobody tells you. Without a full emergency fund, you will never be able to invest calmly. Every market dip will terrify you because you'll know that if something goes wrong, you might need that money. And fear-driven investing produces the worst possible outcomes, selling low, buying high, rocking in losses at the exact wrong moment. The emergency fund doesn't just protect your money, it protects your decision-making. Right now, high-yield savings accounts pay between 4 and 5% interest. Your safety net earns while it sits. Build it, protect it, never touch it unless it's a real emergency. Let me pause here because I know what some of you are thinking. Alex, this is taking too long. I want to invest. I want to grow my money. Why are we still talking about savings accounts and debt? And I get it. That impatience is completely natural. Investing feels exciting. Watching a portfolio grow feels like real progress. Paying off debt and sitting on cash feels like standing still. But the truth about wealth building from zero that most people learn the hard way: speed in the wrong direction is worse than patience in the right one. The people who rush past these foundational steps and jump straight into investing almost always end up selling at the worst time, borrowing to cover gaps, or watching years of progress evaporate in a single bad month. The people who move through the foundation first, slowly, deliberately, without shortcuts, are the ones who can finally invest with patience. And patient investing is where real wealth is born. Step 6. Invest consistently in simple, diversified vehicles. This is where the real compounding begins. A Roth IRA is the first investment account most beginners should open. In 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year. Your money grows tax-free, and you pay zero taxes on withdrawal in retirement. Inside the account, keep it radically simple: a total stock market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund. Low fees, broad diversification. Set up automatic monthly contributions, then do not touch it. Let me show you what patience and consistency actually look like over time. If you start at zero and invest $400 a month beginning at age 30, averaging 8% annual returns, by age 65, you will have accumulated approximately $878,000. $400 a month starting from zero. No windfall, no inheritance, no stock-picking genius required. That number comes entirely from consistency and time, not talent, not luck. Now here's what makes that number even more interesting. Of that $878,000, only about $168,000 is money you actually contributed. The remaining $710,000 is compound growth, money made by money. That is the power you're building towards. Step 7. Protect
the asset you're building and keep learning. As your wealth grows, even slowly, it becomes something worth protecting. That means having the right insurance in place, health coverage, a term life policy if anyone depends on your income, disability protection. These aren't expenses. They're the foundation that keeps a single bad year from erasing years of progress. It also means continuing to learn. The financial landscape evolves, tax laws change, new vehicles become available. The investors who protect and grow long-term wealth are the ones who treat financial knowledge as a lifelong practice, not a one-time event. And it means staying consistent when it gets boring, because it will get boring. The accounts don't move dramatically every month. Life gets busy. The urgency of the early steps fades. And that is exactly when most people drift, just when the compounding is starting to build quietly underneath them. Don't drift. Stay the course. So here's the full sequence. Stabilize your cash flow. Build a $1,000 buffer, eliminate high-interest debt, capture your employer match, complete your emergency fund, invest consistently and simply, protect what you're building, and never stop learning. 7 steps, each one earning the next. I want to leave you with this. Building wealth from zero is not about a dramatic moment of change. It's not about picking the right stock or timing the right market entry. It's not about finding a shortcut that everyone else missed. It's about doing ordinary things in the right order for an extraordinary amount of time. The math is not complicated. The discipline is. But every person who has ever looked at their account one day and felt genuinely, securely, quietly free, they got there the same way. 1 month at a time, 1 decision at a time, 1 year at a time. Zero is not where your story ends. For the people who take this seriously, zero is exactly where the story begins. Start today. The version of you 10 years from now is depending on it.